Hi Millwall fans, Ben Thompson here. Chat with Chaps in partnership with Cancer Research are hosting a collection day at the Den. It's on the 12th of April. There's a chance to get hold of signed shirts, pin badges and many more things. So show your appreciation and support and get down there like the true Millwall family does. Thank you.
Welcome. This is Chat with Chaps post-match reaction. Sadly, you haven't got the GOAT, who is obviously Chris. You haven't got the second GOAT, who's obviously Joe Zampa. Unfortunately, the guys were busy tonight, so they were asking if somebody would do it. So please bear with me, guys. I'm not going to be as good as them boys, but I'm going to give this my best shot just to give you a post-match reaction to what was an incredible performance from Millwall today. Absolutely brilliant. We started the game with 3 changes. I've got my notes here, guys, so please do bear with me. So the 3 changes, obviously we had Lenny come in for Tanganga, Kundle in for Connolly, and Mitchell in for Saville. We'll touch on the Perlo Mitchell a little bit later. Mitchell in for Saville. So 3 changes. So obviously Tanganga, we know, hurt his hand. It looks like a broken bone. Not heard anything else, how long he's going to be out for, anything like that. Connolly, it's a mystery, not even on the bench. So I presume he must have picked up some kind of knock. And I'd imagine that Saville was just, give him a rest, bring in some fresh legs, and hence obviously Mitchell coming in. So we started with a kind of like a diamond system, with Billy sort of like sitting the deepest. We had Kundle and Honeyman on the wings, but sort of like inverted slightly. And then we had Casper just slightly ahead of those two. But I noticed that with with Mitchell and Denor, there was a lot of interchanging. So it was a great system. And obviously, we looking at the bench today. We had a lot of youngsters on the bench, so we're quite stretched at the moment. So Alex Neil's come up with his tactic today, and it seems to work to dream. Just incredible performance. But we're going to go into it a little bit deeper. So at the beginning of this game, I saw online that there was a bit of a dispute, wasn't there, between Chris Wilder and the Sheffield United fans. He called them a disgrace. So I was thinking to myself, how is this going to go? It's going to go one way or the other. Is it going to inspire the fan base and get behind Wilder, or is there going to be like a little bit of a divide? And I've got to say, the atmosphere at Sheffield United, I've been to that ground before, and it's quite intimidating. Obviously, I wasn't there tonight. I watched it on Sky. But it didn't sound that loud for a team that's pushing for promotion. A couple of the boys from the podcast were up there. Phil and Disco were up there. So I'd like, it'd be interesting to get their views of what the atmosphere was like. But coming across the TV, didn't come across that great. So I don't know if that was a bit of a boo-boo from Wilder slagging off the fans in that post-match. But hey ho, in the end, it did work in our favour. So the first half started with nothing major happened. I think there was a chance for Brewster pretty early doors. He put one quite wide, and then on 21 minutes we get our goal. Mitchell, who I'm going to say it now, my man of the match. Yeah, there's some memes going about calling him Perlo. One of the best, if not the best performance I've ever seen from Billy Mitchell. Composed on the ball. I always worried about Billy Mitchell because obviously he's not that athletic, he's not that fast, but he was incredible today. His interpassing was great, his interceptions were great, and he started the move for the goal by threading a ball through to Casper Denor. Casper Denor is a lovely little delicate touch, which then falls perfect for Coburn, and what a strike. What a strike. The amount of power he's got on that, no goalkeeper saving that. I really rate this Sheffield United goalkeeper. But yeah, there was nothing that he could have done with that. But talking about the Sheffield United goalkeeper, I thought his footwork today was atrocious. The amount of balls that he put out, out for throw-ins and stuff like that. Very disappointed. I didn't know that he was that weak with his feet because, I was saying that, this guy could be a future England goalkeeper. And then in the second half, he nearly scores a goal for us, doesn't he? Which was absolutely comical. Literally about a foot away from one of the craziest own goals you're ever going to see. But yeah, that was in the second half. Let's cover the first half first. So we had we got the goal, and I think we deserved the goal. I think we were playing great. We went there with no fear. Credit to the 500 fans that made the trip up there on the midweek. You could hear them loud and proud on the TV. So well done to the fans, loyal fans that made the trip on a difficult midweek evening. After the goal, I would probably say the only other chance we had was the only other chance that Sheffield United had was the Bertrand Diaz header, point blank header. I don't know how he's so free to actually head that ball, but there's Cooper and Kramer have just completely let him go. But I do, if I remember rightly, I think Ivanovic was actually marking him. So maybe the blame goes here. But anyway, point blank header and a great reflex save from Jensen, who made a few saves. So we'll speak about Jensen a little bit more further on. So that was really it, wasn't it? First half, I thought we were in control. I don't think Sheffield United really put us under that much pressure. My standout performances for the first half, I thought Kramer was excellent in his natural position, and weirdly, I didn't feel like we missed Tanganga. So credit to Kramer. He was comfortable. He was winning. He was winning headers. He was making clearances, and I thought that him and Leonard is a nice combination. They seem to play well together. So again, we'll touch on Leonard again a little bit later. So half time, Kramer and Billy Mitchell. I thought they were our standout players in the first half, and a great finish from Coburn. And it's great to see our strikers scoring goals now. BFS Mihailo got 2 on Saturday, and then obviously Coburn today. And they could have got more goals. We could have got more goals, but we're touching on it in the second half. So yeah, so half time comes. We're comfortable, 1-0 lead. And the guy on Sky actually come up with a stat that when we take the lead, we have not lost a game this season. I was unaware of that. It's so important, with Millwall, it's so important that we get the first goal. Just great first half performance. So second half, Sheffield United do come out, look like they got a rollicking from Chris Wilder, and they get a really early chance on 48 minutes from Raksaki. He has a shot which we comfortably save. And then they have another shot on 54 minutes. I can't remember which one it was, but Jensen gets down quite well to save that and holds on to it. These little saves that are low down, Jensen is so good at them, where he just clasps the ball in his chest, and he doesn't let any slip out of his grasp. I said it. I've said it all season. I can't remember any mistakes that the guys made. So great save there. He makes another great save low down. I think this was from Tom Cannon when he come on from when I think they made a triple substitution, Sheffield United. And then on 59 minutes, I was pulling my hair out when we make that breakaway. I think it was Honeyman puts the ball to Coburn, and then Coburn crosses it, and Mihailo is literally standing there all on his own, nobody around him. And when he shaped up to shoot, I was thinking, please don't shoot. He has to take a touch there, but he didn't realise how much time he had on his hands. But oh my God, when he watches that back, he's going to have a sleepless night over that, because a guy with I kept saying it about his conversion rate. He doesn't need that many chances. And I'm pretty sure if he does take a touch, he will just slip that into the goal. So yeah, inexperience, probably played a part there. You know, he's got, when he's making that run and he's calling for the ball, he's got to quickly look left to right, see who he's got around him. And if he had done that, he definitely takes a touch. And without a shadow of a doubt, I'm saying 9 times out of 10, he'll put us 2-0 up. So that was an absolutely humongous chance. Shortly after that, we have another chance, but this is the one that we were talking about earlier, where Cooper tries to pass it back to his defender, and literally it is a foot away from going, like him just passing it into his own goal. And literally, I think it was Robinson just about gets the ball on the byline, and then just clears it. But oh my god, that was so close. It would have been one of them goals that would be shown for years and years and years, you know. So yeah, such a shame that didn't go in. Then we had another chance where Coburn, he's just fractionally offside, and then he just blasts the ball over the bar. But when they showed the replay on Sky, I think his shoulder was offside. But still, he should be getting that on target. Then Sheffield United come into it again. Cannon had a shot, Jensen saved. Ratsaki had a really good chance. He actually has 2 good chances. One, the ball comes over and somehow he sort of like skims it off his right foot and it bounces off his left foot and it just goes out wide. But yeah, I shit myself because on the TV it looks like it's going in, but luckily it went wide. And then he has that other chance where this is after Harding's come on. We make 3 substitutions. Actually, let's cover the substitutions. Actually, we had Kundal came off for Umaku. Casper came off for Saville. The BFS was replaced by Langstaff. Billy Perlow was replaced by Wintle, and then Honeyman replaced by Wes. And yeah, because that reminded me, Wes was really tight up against Ratsaki when he has that other chance. It literally almost skims the post and goes wide as well. And then Jensen makes an unbelievable save from Kramer, where the ball ricochets off Kramer's foot and literally is about to creep into the corner, and he reaches out and makes a great save. And that would have been a kamikaze goal to concede. But yeah, great save. So I thought Jensen was really, really, really good. Yeah, and I think that, and then we literally just held on, and obviously saw the game out and won the game 1-0. But you know, now I want to give humongous praise to this team, because tonight I thought every single player played out of their skin. They all gave 150% effort. You could see that. The celebrations at the end, it was great. I saw all the defenders jumping on Jensen, you know, showing Jensen some love. You know, we've had a few chats about, you know, Jensen doesn't get the love, but just an absolutely fantastic performance. And what I want to do now, guys, is I just want to talk individually about the management and the team. You know, first of all, this is a new system, this diamondy sort of style, and I don't know whether it was just for this game. You know, one thing that you hear about Alex Neil is that he's tactically very, very, very good. You know, you hear that from everybody, the players, everybody, and you know, he's come up with his system, which obviously has worked out a treat. So, you know, credit to the manager, with a very, very thin squad now. You know, on the bench we had Drake, his first ever appearance. I believe he's a fullback, a left-sided fullback. Used to play for Sheffield United, and didn't see a pathway through. So then we managed to get him, and apparently, you know, he's very good, and hence him being on the bench. We had Kendall on the bench. We had Matthews on the bench. You know, quite a few youngsters on the bench, which is great. Unfortunately, they didn't get any minutes, but you know, this wasn't the game to give them some minutes. So, but it's good that they're getting the experience of travelling with a team. seeing what the first team do, and I'm sure that they will get their opportunities. So Alex Neil, 10 out of 10, mate. Fantastic performance from you to get the team set up. And so, only 3 days after Portsmouth, travelling all the way up to Yorkshire, there were some tired players out there, which obviously I'll cover in a moment. But yeah, let's go through the players, guys. Jensen, I've already spoken about him. Made 3 great saves. The standout save for me was that one from Kramer. The own goal would have been an own goal. I thought that was a great save. The Diaz point blank header, and then everything else he'd done was great. His kicking is getting better. He didn't scuff any kicks out for throw-ins, unlike Cooper did for Sheffield United. So Jensen, fantastic, mate. Now, if we look at our back four, we talk about Mr. Consistent first. Joe Bryan. Another solid performance from Joe Bryan. He gets an absolutely ridiculous yellow card just before half-time, where Diaz blatantly dives, but then stupidly Joe Bryan gets the yellow card for shouting at the ref that he dived. Yeah, so just a bloke of his experience, really. It's just such a cheap yellow card, and then it just means that the second half he has to be very, very careful. But again, solid performance from Joe Bryan. Nothing out of this world. Just a solid, consistent performance again. So yeah, well done, Joe Bryan. On the other side, Lenny looks like he hasn't been away. He come on second half against Portsmouth, played great, and today he was fantastic. Even took one in the Crown Jewels to stop a goal, which looked pretty painful from the TV. But yeah, fantastic performance from Lenny. Looks fit again, and to do 96 minutes after being out for so long and only playing half the game against Portsmouth, I thought Lenny was fantastic. So brilliant performance from Leonard. And like I said earlier, I think him and Kramer looked quite comfortable together. It looked like a good right-sided combination, let's say. Kramer, I've already touched on it. I thought first half he was outstanding. I did not feel like we missed Tanganga. And let's not forget, guys, there's a high chance that this is going to be our back four next season, if Tanganga does go. So keeping a clean sheet up at Sheffield United without Tanganga, Kramer in your natural position, fantastic performance, mate. All I would like to see from Kramer is maybe the odd goal here and there from corners. I know we got a couple of goals when he was down on loan at Exeter, but that will come. I think just great performance from him. And then Cooper solid as normal. We know that Sheffield United hate Cooper. They're scared of Cooper. They worry about Cooper. And he just had a solid game. Used his experience. Didn't really have many chances from set plays. Just a nice, solid performance and comfortable back five performance. Yeah. Right now, if we go, let's talk about Cundall. I've not been Cundall's biggest fan, but I thought we'd done all right today. Got stuck in and was a bit more involved on a defensive side. Just need to add a little bit more creativity. But do you know what? I'm hoping that next season we're going to see a player there, but it just needs to bulk up a little bit, get more involved a little bit. But I thought he'd done great. He played defensively very, very well. On the other side, Honeyman, absolutely fantastic again. The amount of graft that guy puts in, he hasn't got the pace that everybody else, but he has got the endeavour. He's got, he just gives 150% all the time. And, right at death when he had to come off, he stretched for a ball just to knock the ball out. It looks like he might have tweaked something. But he was absolutely knackered and did not stop running. And he was intercepting balls. Great two performances, I'm going to say, from George Honeyman. Alex Neil seems to have got him playing in a good position. And I thought he was outstanding today. Casper De Norre, solid performance, fantastic little flick for the assist to get the goal for Coburn, who obviously took it fantastically well. So I would say Kasper, solid performance, doing what he does, intercepts play, nice neat passing, great performance. And then Mr. Billy Perlo, yeah, Billy Mitchell, best performance I think I've ever seen. My son is a massive Billy Mitchell critic, and he's texted me. He said, "Dad, Billy Mitchell's out of this world," and he was. Billy Mitchell, by far the best performance I've ever seen you make. Great composure on the ball, and for a player that is not blessed with pace, these little turns inside in the midfield, making space, I thought was great. And yeah, and Billy starts the move for our goal as well. I just thought it was a 9 out of 10 performance from Billy Mitchell. And Billy Mitchell, well done, mate. Tremendous. I can't praise you enough. I thought he was absolutely outstanding. Then we got the strikers. I did feel that today the BFS looked a little bit tired. There was a couple of runs in the second half where he just looked a little bit knackered. Maybe it's catching up with him. But yeah, I'm always going on about how great his conversion is. But that chance where he literally could have sat down, had a cup of tea, had a cigarette, took a touch, and he just slipped it in the corner. And the most important thing is that he's going to learn from that. It was a mistake to take that first time, but he's 20 years old. He needs one more goal to be in double figures for the season, including the goal we got in the cup. And he didn't play much when he was playing under Harris. So if he can get into double figures by the end of the season, I'm going to say that is a mega success for the BFS. And I'm sure that he will learn from that mistake from tonight where he didn't take the second touch to get the goal. Coburn, one of his best performances in a Millwall shirt. He was really causing havoc with the Sheffield United defenders. They knew that they were in with a battle. Fantastic finish for the goal. The amount of power, no goalkeeper is saving that. So absolutely brilliant performance from Coburn. Lasted the 96 minutes. Looks like he's getting fitter and fitter. The problem we have got, guys, is I don't think he can play on Saturday. Obviously, because we are playing Middlesbrough. So it's be interesting to see what our master tactician Alex Neil does for Saturday. The subs that come on, Imaku, yeah, okay. Didn't get any of them darting progressive runs that we know he can do. Saville was great. Saville was getting stuck in, giving Hamer a bit of crap. Quite a few interceptions from Saville. So yeah, I thought that was great. I thought every time Saville's come on as substitute, he's done a great job, and that's just pure experience, isn't it? Langstaff come on, run about, didn't really have any chance to impress, didn't get any chances. May get a start on Saturday. I don't know, guys. With Coburn missing, he may get a start. Wintle, again, didn't really get involved that much, didn't have enough time to get involved. And Wes come on, done a job, didn't they? Few interceptions, put pressure on Ratsaki so that he missed that chance. I love Wes. I'd love to keep Wes. If Wes is happy to stay as a squad player, every time he comes on, Wes does not let us down. And if he's happy to stay, I'd keep him. So yeah, to end the post match, guys, I think that was probably by considerable margin our best performance under Alex Neil. We made Sheffield United, who were second place in the league, we made them look pretty average. They didn't have any clear-cut chances. I was obviously nervous last 15 minutes because that's how I am, and I'm sure all Millwall fans are, that we're not going to concede. But I thought it was an absolutely tremendous performance. And I've got to say, I haven't seen effort like that from our players for a long time collectively. I mean, the whole team literally worked their socks off. And And I just want to say thank you to the team, thank you to the management. Absolutely great performance. And if we can keep them performances like that in the last 5 games, we are 3 points off the playoffs, guys. We have got Oxford playing tomorrow night. Oxford are away at Coventry tomorrow night. So Coventry on 59 points. We're on 57. So if Coventry win, they go up to 62. Puts us 5 points behind in the playoffs. So Gary Rowett, do us a favour tomorrow night. And then it will make it really interesting on Saturday because obviously we're playing Middlesbrough. So yeah, fantastic. I've got to say as well, right? Like I said earlier, I've been to Bramall Lane, and I think they've got fantastic fans, great atmosphere, intimidating atmosphere. When I went, it was quite intimidating. But I thought, what a disgrace! Their fans were piling out the door at like 88 minutes. This is a team that are 1 goal behind. They're going for automatic promotion. You can't hear any atmosphere. All I could hear was the Millwall fans singing, "Is there a fire drill?" I thought, my God, that is really poor from the Sheffield United fans. Has that got anything to do with Chris Wilder? I shouldn't think so. I'm telling you now, if that was Millwall, yeah, we were in second position and we're 1-0 down, that then would be rocking with noise trying to get us an equaliser. I was absolutely shocked by the crowd atmosphere at Sheffield United. It didn't feel like they were going for promotion. Really weird. But yeah, and then at the end of the game, guys, fantastic celebrations from all the players. I've not listened to the post-match reactions as yet because we wanted to get this out as soon as possible. So I'll have a listen to see what Alex Neil says now. But yeah, fantastic performance. Best performance under Alex Neil. And we've got 5 exciting games. So, guys, just before I finish off, obviously, if you can like and subscribe, obviously everything we're doing is for cancer research. I know that we're hitting the socials quite hard because obviously Chris and Phil Clark, obviously is in the background, guys. He does a lot of work for Chat with Chaps. And a lot of credit goes to him with getting all these T-shirts signed from players. And obviously you can still grab your T-shirts online. Obviously, Chat with Chaps is going to be all over the Den from 12 p.m. on Saturday. So please come and say hello. I know times are hard, guys, but if you can afford a little donation here and there, it's going to help a great cause. And that's why we do this. I do this because I love Millwall. I love speaking about Millwall, and just what Chris has done by attaching cancer research to the podcast. It means that we're doing something we love, and we're also helping people as well who are in dire circumstances. And if we can help, then it's great. And I know that the Millwall fans always help out. We always come together, don't we? So yeah, we're going to be out with the buckets, guys. If you can afford to give donations, that they're all welcome. If you can't, no problem. Just come and say hello to us. We'll have a stand there, and it should be a great day. Yeah, that's it. So thank you very much. I hope that was entertaining. I know it's not as in depth and as good as the other boys, but I stepped in at the last minute. Because the other boys couldn't do it. So thank you very much for listening, and great night, guys. And the playoff dream is still alive. So fingers crossed for Oxford tomorrow night, and then it's going to be a massive game for the cancer research on Saturday, and then at 3:00, unbelievable game against Middlesbrough. And if we can win that game, we have got a chance, guys. All right. So thank you for listening once again. Have a great evening, and I'll see you all on Saturday. Come on, you Lions.
Hi, it's Steve Morrison here, and you're listening to Chat with Chaps, chatting Millwall, come rain or shine.